I would say a lot of the things that would make you better are the things that you don't wanna do. Whether we wrap up with field at 9 o'clock, 9:30, and, you role play, on yourself, or by yourself, look at the script, practice your trade, okay? But other than that, quick, brief, little, I'm done.
Kai, I know I saw you itching.
No, I got you. I got you. Hey man, my name is Kai Williams, man, and man, I love it. I love it here at the company American Income. Dude, I only been here like 8 months, 8 months now. And I actually got the promotion to be where I am in like 87 days. It was right up under 90 days. So man, the growth here is phenomenal as long as you're putting the work in. As long as you can get over your doubts, your fears. I know you guys, I don't know your background, but if you've never done this before, man, don't worry. The company gives you all the resources you need to be successful. But the thing is, you just got to implement it, put your work in, keep your head down, study, 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 and be intentional with your time. Kind of like what Mr. Darren was saying, be intentional with your time. Have a game plan for your time and how you're going to operate, not only that day, but game plan for the next day. And keep the energy, guys. Keep the energy. Every day is not going to be the same. You always want to make sure you're bringing the energy because we're serving families. You know what I mean? So what's going to make them want to see you, sit with you, and trust you is going to be the energy that you continuously bring. And just have a positive attitude. Have an overcoming attitude. Things are going to go on in your life. You can't avoid that. But have an overcoming attitude, and it's definitely going to take you far, man. And a line that I kind of like want to share with people, man. One thing I don't really believe here in is luck. We don't believe in luck. You don't think just happen to you. They say diligence is the father of luck. So as long as you keep being diligent, you keep putting the work in, you're going to be presented with the opportunities for things to work in your favor. It's not that you're lucky that it happened, that you actually put in the work, did what you need to do. So when that opportunity came, it was right there like on a platter for you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my number in the chats. So if you guys ever want to, reach out, call me, anything, if you have questions about anything, definitely reach out to me and let me know, man. And I'll be happy to work with you, find you the answer. There's no bad questions. The only bad question is the one that you don't ask. Okay. So, man, my name is Kai Williams. Feel free to reach out to me, guys. And, good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Amanda.
Hello, my name is Amanda Thompson. I've been here for over a little bit over a year now. I'm a supervising agent here at American Income with DFG. And if there's anything that I could say to you today that should stick with you, it would be to keep a positive mindset and a positive attitude. And there's actually a quote by John Mitchell that says, "Our attitude towards life, it determines life's attitude towards us." And with that, I would say definitely be aware of and filter the things that you're feeding your brain, positive in, positive out. Because it's really hard to make great things happen if you're always thinking, negative. So surround yourself with positive people, read books that will help you work on your mindset, and listen to motivational speakers. And definitely soak up everything the leaders put time into teaching you. And this is going to kind of sound like a broken record, but the script itself, it really is your foundation. And whoever has the script down the best, they're going to have the easiest time during their training and throughout their career. And if you do want to be successful, first you have to find out what being successful means to you. And then you can definitely have that here. We have your back every step of the way, but you have to put the work in. What you put into the business, you'll definitely receive tenfold back, but you do have to put the work in because, you can't cheat the grind. It knows how much you have put in. But I'm definitely excited for you guys to get started with us. I'll drop my number in the chat as well. Save it. Don't hesitate to reach out if you ever need anything. That's definitely what we're here for.
All right, guys. All right, so I'll go next. My name is Matthew Lewis. I've been here about a year and a half. No, about a year and 4 months, something like that. I'm a supervising agent, though. Guys, one thing I am going to say is be prepared. All right. So for the next few weeks, it's our task to make sure that y'all are successful. Okay. There's going to be some times where we're working late. All right. So already have that mindset. Boom. Also, on top of that, that script is your bread and your butter. All right. It's y'all's job to make sure that foundation is laid. It's our job to make sure we can build a house on top. Okay. So make sure that y'all are killing the script, drilling that in there. All right. Everyone comes at American Income in different stages of their life. We could have some experience, we could have none experience. Okay. But guys, we're starting fresh, we're starting new, and we're always going to get 110% from everyone on this screen. All right. All we're asking for is y'all just to give us 100. And so, guys, for the next few weeks, like I said, it's our task to make sure you're successful, and we are going to keep our promise in every way possible. All right. So please don't ever be afraid to reach out. Everyone here has amazing advice. I'm also going to put my information in the chat box. Don't be strangers, and go DFG. Oh, I'm sorry. DFG does stand for Destined for Greatness. I did forget to inform y'all. So welcome to the team, guys.
All right. Okay. So my name is Monica Montgomery. I'm 26 and I'm a junior partner here with the Vastu Agency. I'm going on my 6th year because I started like right when I turned 20. So believe it or not, before this, I was rolling burritos at Chipotle, right? So if that's not a testament to literally anyone can do this business, I really don't know what is. But to keep this short and simple, I don't want to take too much away from Darren. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips. One of the big things before I go into the tips is that we have a note-taking culture. I see Don, you got the notepad, pen and paper ready. I see you.
I'm sorry.
Always make sure you got notes down, right? Because you're always going to hear from like really top successful, like high top performer, leaders, producers, everything like that. So just make sure you're trying to soak in as much as you can. And when we can hear something and we write it and we read it, it tends to resonate more. So always take notes. But one thing that I want you guys to write down and just keep with you is always remember an acronym. It stands for AEE, stands for attitude, effort, and execution, right? And Amanda was spot on when she hit on the attitude. That's why it's the number one thing before AEE, because it's pretty much the 3 biggest components that'll determine your success here. So the attitude is listed first, because in this business, being able to like strengthen and control your mindset will be the difference between you failing here and you succeeding. So understanding that the way we think about ourselves determines how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves is going to determine how we behave. Okay. The second E stands for effort. Right? It's really in regards to your work ethic. So whether you've done life insurance before, whether this is a brand new industry to you, you don't have the skill set yet, right? So your work ethic is what's going to give you that time to develop your skill set. So in the beginning, you're going to feel overwhelmed. Like if you don't feel overwhelmed, you need to let me and Darren and your upline know, because you're not doing it right. Right? You're going to feel overwhelmed. It's going to be a lot, but it takes pressure to create diamonds, right? So if you're willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation for a certain period of time, this opportunity can change your life, but you got to put in the work, right? And the last thing stands for execution. Again, broken record. You're going to hear it all the time. The script. The presentation is the most important thing. It is your foundation. So make sure it's going to take 40 hours to get that script down. Darren's literally going to break through each part so you understand the execution of it, but it's going to be you to sit there and learn it slide by slide verbatim, because the more you know that script, the more confident you're going to feel in your ability to present it. And then the less you're going to have to be looking around, being confused, not knowing where you're at. Because once you have the verbiage down, you can focus on eye contact, execution, tonality, body language. If you're still trying to read the script, you can't focus on any of that, right? So those are the 3 main things. And just being on time, guys. Excellence, time management, administrative excellence is key in this business, but just be ready to let go of who you are now for who you want to become. That's all I got for you. I'm gonna drop my name and my number in the chat. Reach out if you need me. I'm gonna pass it on over to Boss Man. Let's go, Darren.
All right. So first thing first, man, appreciate you leaders. Always delivering. I just hate going behind y'all because some of the times y'all deliver the shit that I wanted to say. So it kind of leaves me at a loss for words, but it's all good. We'll keep it going. Of course, y'all got every number, correct?
Yes,
It's Javion, right? I'm saying that right? Is how it is? Is that what you said, Javion?
Javian.
Javian, okay,
yeah.
cool. So
Yes,
look, y'all can definitely stay unmuted as well. Leaders, you're welcome to either stay or go. Either way is y'all show. So understand again, you guys, man, definitely welcome. We are super happy to have y'all both here. And it's time for the next level. Everything that y'all have done up to this point clearly didn't work, or you wouldn't be here with us. So please know that you are hired on so that you can be more like us, not us be more like y'all. So please know when instructions are given, the name of the game is to execute. Execute. You said it AEE, the E is execute, right? Execute, execute. Please know that we're going to give you what to say, why to say it, when to say it, how to say it. We even give you the people to say it to. We just can't make you say it. So at that part, I 100% need y'all help so that we can help y'all. Point blank, period. So that's a clear understanding that this shit don't work if y'all don't. Is that cool? Next thing, please know for a fact, man, that every single thing we do here, we're gonna have your best intentions in mind. Now, will everything be right that I do? Shit, no, it probably won't. But when I'm wrong, I'll apologize. If it's in private, I'll do it in private. If it's in public, I'll do it in public. I am just going to require the exact same thing from you. The exact same thing. That's as men, above anything else. Fair. Side note, little disclaimer. Okay, I do curse. You know, I do, just letting you know. I won't curse you out. I won't disrespect you, but I do curse with my words. Sometimes I feel like that is the only way I can express how I truly feel. So just giving you a heads up on what to expect from me, because what you see is what you get. Like straight up and down, what you see is what you get. Now, man, I guess it just feels so weird that y'all being on Zoom. I mean, y'all being on mute. Y'all can't like say nothing back. Like that's like the weirdest shit ever for me. Like sometimes I'm gonna be like, hey, Don, like when I crack a joke and like that shit's funny and like I don't hear y'all laughing, it's gonna freak me out. So yes, let's stay off mute so we can actually roll through this thing. Now, second thing is, did Taylor send you all the link to what we call the VASU agency docs?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I think I received that in my email. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to assume, did you guys happen to go on and check the docs out by chance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it should have had instructions, like clear-cut instructions on how to get to the script.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, cool. So now, I used to send out copies of the script, but I stopped it for the simple fact that VASU is constantly updating the script, updating portions of the script, small little pieces to make it make sense. And we must and always have the most updated one to look at. Okay, you should see my screen, right? Because this is the coolest shit about Zoom that we do, is that we can show the client exactly what we do. Like, think about it. Man, we're gonna be on Zoom with strangers, right? And in a matter of minutes, we're getting social security number, you know, driver's license number, bank account, kids information, doctor's information. Like, we have to be able to formulate some type of trust. Does that make sense? So
Yes,
by
sir.
allowing them to see every step that we make, it helps foster that trust. That's why Zoom is so crucial. That's why we don't do it on an iPhone. We don't do like the FaceTime and the Duo. We gotta get them on Zoom so that we can show them that they can trust us. But anyway, this is how the screen will look when you first pull it up to go, of course, to the presentation. Side note, it is so much information on here that's directly related to VASU agency that you can get lost in the sauce for months learning something new. For months, everything on here is beneficial to you and is crucial and critical to your success. Everything. Dude, you can check out old meetings. You can check out, of course, the bonus plans, the income, the breakdown of pay, the different schedules. It breaks down. Let me back up again. All right. It also, oh, that ain't it. Ordinals for meters. Okay, that was something else that was crucial. You got to have some type of accountability. You got to have some type of accountability. Can't hold yourself to standards if the standards don't exist. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So now back to this one. It's a section on here, personal development and training videos, right? Dude, if you want to be a monster at this business, you can get lost in this personal development stage. It teaches you sales one-on-one, advanced training techniques, advanced closing, like YouTube channels. Dude, there's so much information in this deal that people have no excuse to say, I don't know. They ask you a question, I don't know. You don't have that right. You know, you can probably say something I haven't learned yet, right? But it should never be, I don't know, especially pertaining to this business. Now, back to the deal. It got the direct instructions. You'll come to the search bar. You'll type in presentation. Right there for presentation. You will go down to the deal that says November 29th. And that brings up our actual presentation. Boom. Now, it says push week pump-up call right here. This is just like the last competition week we had. We done a few push weeks, a few pump-up calls. I think I hosted one of them, just a few training tips, quick motivation, encouragement for the day, just to kind of get you in the mindset type of deal. Because I don't know if y'all know this or not, man, what you listen to, like Amanda said, it really matters. Like growing up, I didn't believe it. I was like, no way in the world, you know, with me listening to some Ice Cube make me want to go out there and beat the shit out of somebody. Like I was like, that's BS. But as I got older, right, I listen to certain things in the morning. It puts me in a certain mood for the day because my subconscious mind begins to take over and implement shit all by itself. Early in the morning is the time when your brain waves are as low as they're gonna be, so you're a lot more receptive to different information that will imprint your mind for the day. That's just the whole side tip. I didn't used to think that things like motivational videos and all that shit worked. I didn't think it was real until I started doing it. And then my mind started making positive moves, positive steps, and positive things all by itself. Because again, that's that subconscious mind training. But anyway, looking at videos like today, Mike put a brand new update on the script. Like if it would have been printed out, it's something you wouldn't have been able to see. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you check it out right here, it say last update was 2/11/22. And then Mike added the cancer presentation. He just asked us leaders probably not even 15 minutes ago, are we ready to release the brand new cancer presentation? Of course, I was one of the first ones to say, yes, let's get this going. Let's give our guys every single thing possible to make them successful. So we give you all the leaps and bounds. This is a guy that writing the scripts, 16 years experience in the deal, like millionaire. I met him 5 years ago, and 5 years ago, he was a millionaire. You follow me? So we got the chance every single week for free, may I add, to sit down with a freaking millionaire and get coaching and get, you know, mentored from the start with a guy who's been there, done that. Not a lot of companies can say that. Now, moving on. Power phrases is one I skipped. Power phrases. Power phrases are just a few things that we use, of course, inside the presentation that does something to your skin, makes your skin crawl. I think one of my favorite ones is simply like, you know, Don, look, brother, if I can't help you, I'm definitely not gonna hurt you.
Hurt you, yeah.
You know what I mean? If I can't help you, I'm not gonna hurt you, right? That's the last thing I'll do. Hey, man, you know, well, I tell you what, if you give me just 1% of your trust, just one, I promise you, man, I earn the other 99. How real is that, right? Genuine, genuine. Definitely write this down real quick. Voice inflection, a voice influx. Voice inflection, a voice influx. I first got in this business, man. I went out with my mentor at the time, and he done a presentation in front of me. And I thought that shit was just so cool. But what I told myself, I was like, man, I would never be that good. Like, I couldn't understand what he was doing with his voice in his presentation. You know, because at the time, he was telling the story about his son. His son passed away at, I believe, 10 years old from cancer. You know, true story. But the way he was saying it, you know, the lady was crying in there, the husband was tearing up, you know. I mean, I'm just gonna say that I wasn't tearing up because, you know, I'm a man and we don't, you know, but anyway, everybody eyes in there tearing up. But when we got in the car, I asked him, I was like, dude, like that was amazing. How did you do that? And he was like, well, man, it's voice influx. I was like, what the hell is voice influx? He said, Google it. I was like, well, I guess I'm left to Google it. So what I found out is it's nothing more than your voice going up, voice going down, voice going fast, voice going slow. 4 elements, that's it. More important stuff, you tend to slow down, talk a little bit lower, because we all know what happens when 2 people are screaming at each other versus when somebody whispering some shit across the room. We know what happened. That whisper, we tune in because the voices went low and our minds are automatically trained to lock in on shit. And then when you scream at me, I'm gonna tune your ass all the way out. Voice influx. So once I figured out what he was doing, piece of cake. Piece of cake. The things that I really want you to know, I'm gonna be certain to slow down on it. And then things I really don't care about, like if you ask me how much a month does it cost, I'm like, oh, it's just $50 a month to protect your family's future. So the only thing that's on your mind is protecting the family's future. You're gonna forgot the number. You forgot it. That's voice inflection, voice influx. Also write down tie downs. TIEDOWNS, tie downs. Tie downs. I've been tying y'all down since we've been talking. Tie downs is nothing more than a closed-ended question, right? A yes or a no. Making sure that that person is on your same page. I've been asking y'all, does that make sense? Are we on the same page? Are you with me? Do you understand? Anything else? Yes or no's, right? I use a lot of analogies because sales, I found that the analogies work because people can understand other people's stories so much better than their own. So I relate with other people first. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Like, it's like the person in like the most horrible freaking relationship in the freaking world, but want to give you advice on how you can be better. It's like that. You know what I mean? People with busted up marriages trying to give marriage advice, or better yet, divorced people giving marriage advice. Same shit. Nobody can ever kind of look at themselves. Mike said a quote the other day. It was freaking spot on. It was that the eye can't see itself. The eye can't see itself. See everything else, but it can't
Everything.
see itself. So now, power phrases, definitely get accustomed to them, but it's not something you have to grasp from the beginning. I have other things that are more pressing to actually learn. Now, which one of you guys was in sales before? Don, you was in sales before?
Yes, sir.
I was in sales as well.
Okay, good deal, good deal. So sales 101 is you have to say who you are, right? Who you're
Mhm.
representing and what you're gonna do. That's sales 101. Our script is broke down sales 101 to the simplest form. So I say it like that to let you guys know, do not leave shit out. Don't leave it out.
Mhm.
I want you guys to learn this script verbatim. And I'm gonna tell you why. Well, Darren, shit, we on Zoom. Can I just have the script up and I just read it? I'm glad you asked me that question, Don. It makes a lot of sense, right? The deal is when you are on Zoom, you do not need to waste your thinking on what you need to say or read next. You should automatically know and use your brain power to focus on things like, is his arms folded? Is he rolling his eyes? Is he paying attention? Is he looking off? Is he asleep? Is he looking down? Is he text messaging? Like, these are the things that we got to pay attention to. Because I tell you what, if you got your arms folded on me, right? If they folded on me, I'm like, man, you cold? What's going on? It's cold over there. They'd be like, no, I ain't cold. Okay, cool, get right. Because a folded arm mean a folded mind, meaning that they don't have the time or the wherewithal to understand what you're saying because their body language is preventing it. They might not even know it. Like, you yawn on me, I'm like, are you bored? Like, I bored you already? Like, oh, no, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. Okay, get that shit right then. You know what I mean? Like, small things like that helps you to keep them engaged with you, period. Now, Sales 101, introduction. Hi, I'm Darren Robinson, American Income Life, Division of Globe. I spoke with you about your benefits through your group/lead name is nothing more than whatever union or whatever association that we're visiting at that time. So it can possibly be, I spoke with you about the benefits through your electrical union. I spoke with you about the benefits through your police association, and so forth and so on. Now, is Mary there? It says no one-leg presentations. What one-leg presentations are referring to is if they are married, a presentation done without the spouse. I don't care if it's the man and woman, man and man. If they live with them, they marry, that person is not there. It is a one-leg presentation. Now, the reason we don't do one-leg presentations is, well, actually, it's a couple of reasons. One reason being that it's like me and my wife, right? The finances. Now, don't get me wrong. I am the head of my house 1000%, but I'm very respectful of my wife and I cares what she thinks. So I don't make money decisions without her being involved in it, like at all.
Exactly.
So the deal is, I'm going to straight up and down let you know what? Don, brother, look, I'm married myself, and I would never, ever make a decision without my wife being in on it. And just that's going to gain you so much more respect, especially with the wives, because there is a stigma, right? That men take advantage of women when their spouse is not there. Like a woman going by tires or a woman going to the, to the repair shop. Like a lot of the times, for lack of a better term, they get fucked, period. So you saying that to a woman gains so much respect in her book because now they know that, okay, he's not trying to get over on me. That's one thing. Another thing is, let's just say that you did your spiel. like you killed it, like you gave the best presentation of your life, right? She was agreeing with you, you tied her down, get to the end, and she's like, all right, well, yeah, man, I just, I'm gonna run it by my husband, I'll let you know. Huh? What the hell? Huh? So now you're stuck. That's an objection that you can't get over. Or even worse, you get to the end, wife says, yes, sign me up. Husband comes home and say, what the hell you spending money on? Cancel that shit. Because he wasn't there to get the value of the deal from you. Make sense?
Yes,
So
definitely.
to keep that part simple, no one legs. Spouse have to be there, regardless. Now, okay, great. I have your benefits here. I love the fact that I have me using Zoom. It makes things go a lot faster. Guys, we are in a microwave society. Everybody wants everything right now in a fast and in a hurry, period. But the funniest shit in the world is they don't know how long this shit take anyway. But just the fact of you saying it makes things go a lot faster gives them the perception that you're gonna honor their time and you're gonna move this thing in no time. It's just plant things in their mind. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
And on a side note, it says, okay, remember that in the virtual environment, we don't have a lecture to waste a lot of time. Time is of the essence, so keep the presentation moving. Mind concept, right? Mindset is everything. Now, warm up and rapport, form. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. It wasn't until like 3 years ago that I knew, or that I figured out rather, that freaking that word is rapport. Like, no lie. I was like,
Yeah.
what kind of reports y'all want? I'm like, what? Like that shit, it took me a long time to figure it out, but I got it now, so don't tell nobody else. But skip the video. So let me go ahead and get this started. And while I get this set up, let's learn a little bit about each other. Think about it like this. Man, I keep wanting to fuck your name. That's why I keep using Don. I'm gonna ask you like 2 more times, probably. Javion, shit. Javion?
Yeah, Javian. You can call me Jay.
Javian. Okay, Jay. Whoo, good. Yes. Jay. Let's say this. You're in Houston too, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good deal. Houston, middle of the summertime. It's 106 outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, AC breaks. So it's 112 inside. You call Dawn up to come fix your AC. Dawn got all the Google reviews. She's the freaking best in the business. Everything is great. Dawn shows up, got his tool pouch on his side, man, and comes to the house, and he like sits right on your couch. And he's like, so Jay, you from here? Like, you got family in the area?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all hang out? Cool, cool. Mind you, you sweating, he sweating, y'all sweating. It's hot as shit. You like, dude, if you don't fix my air, right? Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Flip it up now. AC breaks, you call Don up. Don comes through, same tool pouch on his side, right? But he starts to take the AC apart, goes to the motor, start putting the meter on the gauges and everything. And he's like, so Jay, man, how long you been in the area? Any family? All right, cool. But he's working. So you're talking. Easy process, you have no issues. This is the way I look at rapport. This is the way I look at it. The old presentation, it was like we jump on the screen and just get to asking all this personal shit. I'm like, man, it's like we fucking interrogating people. You know what I mean? Let's switch it up. So now it's like, hey, while I get this started, let me just ask you a few questions to know each other, right? Side note, the clients don't know how long it takes to get set up. So your rapport can take however long it needs to take, right? However long it needs to take. Mind you, you shouldn't be going past 2 minutes on a damn report.
Exactly.
Because one thing about people is once they tired of you being there, they're gonna tell you.
They gonna let you know.
Regardless of they've been talking for 38 minutes, all they know is your ass been there for 45 and it's time to go. That's all they know. So we have to make a conscious shot and be like, whoo, Jay, man, boy, I feel like I can't talk to you forever, man. I almost forgot why I was here. And they're gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry about that, man. Let's go. Let's keep going. Small things, huge impact. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And then we say form. If you're not like really good at striking up conversation, we have the form technique that we use, which is family, occupation, recreation, me. Family saying you got a family in the area. Okay, cool. How many of y'all? Awesome. Occupation. What do you do for a living? What got you into that? Okay, cool. Recreation. What do you do for fun? Wow, that's crazy. And then me. Well, what I like to do is, see what I done there? I ran through the entire form, kept it simple. Also, write this down, please. With form, be intentional. With form, be intentional. With form, be intentional. What I mean by intentional is everything you ask them for a reason. These should be things that help you later on down the line, right? I use my form for referrals because I'm asking about your family. And if you got 4 family members that you're close to, shit, I got 4 referrals that's gonna be close to me, straight up. If you got a job and you're the boss with a crew of 5, I just got 5 more referrals, straight up. You like to go fishing? You got 1 good fishing buddy? Guess what? I got me 1 more referral. That's how I think. That's how I think. Now, the time you know when to start your presentation from your report, the time to know when is when they offer personal information without you asking for it. So when they voluntarily offer you personal information, that means it's time to start your presentation. Did that make sense?
Yes, sir.
When they offer personal information, it's time to start. Side note, Don,
Yes, sir.
who does it look like I'm looking at right now?
Looks like you're looking not at me.
Like I'm looking down, right?
Yeah, I'm looking down.
I'm actually looking directly at you.
Really?
Now check this out. Who am I looking at now?
The computer screen, the camera.
I'm right in your face, right?
Right.
I'm right in your face. So when you're presenting, this is another reason why you need to know your presentation. So you can get right in the person's living room with them. Hey man, Jay, look, dude, I understand exactly how you feel. That makes so much sense. But remember in the beginning, right? When you said the most important thing in your life was what? Family. Like you got to get right in there with them, right? Small tips, huge impact. Small tips. So you can't be checking the screen out the whole way through and then expect the person to have a connection with you.
Exactly.
But know this though. Do you both of y'all go to church? I went to church before.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So the pastor, he don't have his entire sermon memorized. He don't. He glance at the notes and they get right back in the congregation. Glance, right back in. Glance, right back in, and everybody's okay. Makes sense? So know your presentation. That is the difference between making 100,000 plus a year and making 40 to 50 to 60,000 a year. Dude, to me, this could be a very, very, very difficult $60,000 a year job, or it can be the easiest $100,000 a year job in the world. The only difference is the way you view it. That's it. That is it. That is it. Okay. Slide 4. Why I'm here. Remember the sales 101, right? Who am I? Who I'm with? What I'm doing. The coolest thing about these, a lot of these scripts and these slides is Mike Vasu actually demonstrates it so you can know exactly how you should deliver it. How cool is that? How cool is that? So it looks like a lot of words, but I'm gonna actually play this for you guys, man, and let you see. It's only a minute long. Only a minute long. All right, let me know if you can hear it.
Now, I know you're dying
Okay.
to know, so let me tell you exactly why I'm visiting with you and what I'm going to do. So my job is to go over some no-cost benefits that have already been set up for you. Then I'm going to go over some additional benefits that you might qualify for. Those are available during your enrollment period, which is actually right now. Listen, sorry it's taken so long to get to you, but the company, American Income, which is actually based here, right here in Waco, Texas, works with over 20,000 different local labor unions, credit unions, and associations throughout the United States. And look, whether you like unions or you don't, the thing everyone agrees on is that they have the best benefits. And a big reason for that is because of their relationship with American Income for the past 60 plus years. Now, the 20,000 groups, they didn't just, one day open up a phone book and, randomly pick American Income and then decide to keep the company for more than 6 decades. Okay. So today you're going to see why they love us so much. And as you can imagine, look, they have me running around like crazy. So let me go ahead and get started and jump into the no cost benefits first.
Now, very clear on what we're there to do. Very clear. A few lines through here, right? I'm gonna let you know exactly what I'm gonna do. Go over some no-cost benefits, aka free stuff, right? And then I'm gonna go over some additional benefits you might qualify for. Stuff that you have to pay for. No cost, free. Qualify for, have to pay for. Keep that distinction in mind and it'll help you learn this portion of the script a lot easier. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
Jay, I don't know if you're old enough to remember. Matter of fact, how young are you, brother?
I'm about to be 25 next week.
Yeah, you definitely don't remember. Okay. Don, I know you do. Back in the day, they used to encourage people to open up bank accounts by like giving you a free toaster oven. Like nobody was really even using toasters, but just the fact to qualify for it, it made it that much more interesting. And people were lining up at banks to open up bank accounts. It was weird to me. I remember it was a chrome toaster. Never forget. Crazy. But the word qualify just does something. Everybody want to qualify for something. So the next line is, of course, it's only available during your enrollment period, which is actually right now. Don, what does that tell you?
That means I need to hurry up and get it.
Come on. That means you making the decision today, right? One of my favorite books. How I Raised Myself from Frederick Success and Selling is by a guy called Frank Bettger. Side note, every single book that Mike Vasu mentions and brings up, I immediately buy and I read it. I do that because what other way to be in sync than for me to know how he thinks? And the only way I can know how he thinks is to read what he reads. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
So this joker right here, right? How I Raised Myself from Frederick Success and Selling. What he said in there, by the way, he happened to be a life insurance agent. He happened to be a life insurance agent. And what he said was that his closing ratio, he used to have to sit down with 20 people to get one to say yes. 20. So he took, did an experiment on himself for like maybe 2 or 3 years where he documented everything he done, from the phone calls to the sits, to the amount of time he showed up, the amount of time he presented, everything. And he was able to take his closing ratio from 1:20 down to 1:3. And the way he done that, right, is by paying attention to the fact that he he closed most of the people he's seen like on the first and second try. But after the second, third, and fourth try, the ratio went down from like 7 to 12%. So like a 7 to 12% chance that that person would say yes. But the fact is of him chasing them down, trying to meet up with him for the third, fourth, and fifth time. Think about that. I'm going to chase you all these times to only have a 7% chance at enrolling you. 7. So he's immediately cut off going back to seeing people. He made them make the decision up right then and there, and his closing ratio shot up to 33%. Big difference. So what we do as well is kind of like model him by making them make that decision right now, right here, during your enrollment period, which is actually right now. That's what we're doing. Closing is nothing more than closure, which is a yes or it's a no. Yes or no. Okay. Now, so I said, Sloan, to get to you, American Income, which is based here in Texas. You know, Texas people, we are freaking Texas proud. And y'all know that. Texas people are Texas proud. Right here in the great state of Texas, right? We're just representing our Texas pride, letting them know we are based right here in Texas. We're right down there in Waco and home office in McKinney. So we are here, Texas true and tried all the way through. Not to mention the actual founder of American Income was actually right there from San Antonio. So we are really Texas through and through. Okay, so now we work with over 20,000 different labor unions, credit unions, associations in Texas. I'm sorry, within the United States, rather. And whether you love unions or not, you got to admit they got the best benefits. Everybody knows that. This line is nothing more than increasing our credibility. That's it. Don't skip it. Don't skip it. Now, child safe kits. We give away several no-cost benefits, right? Several no-cost benefits. We do child safe kits. We do free will kits. We do AIL plus cards. We do AD&D certificates as well, right? Who has an idea on why we give away benefits at no cost?
A little bit.
What you got? Whoever, I don't care who first, don't matter to me.
Go ahead, Javian. Go ahead.
Oh no, I had said it gives them an incentive.
100% true. Definitely true. Dylan, what you think, brother?
I said a little bit of bait.
True. Definitely true. Think about it like this. If we put an ad out there like life insurance, the only people who are really willingly signing up, they damn near about to die tomorrow. Like straight up. You know what I mean? People are honestly not big enough to buy insurance. They're not just, most people are not big enough to be like, you know what? Today I'm gonna buy life insurance for my family. It just doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. So we put out little other things out there, right? I told you child safety kits. You know, to protect the kids, the police union put together life insurance packages for the family, right? So we're taking care of the community and we're enrolling them in life insurance. We don't participate in the bait and switch thing because our script is formulated to let them know off the bat when you are applying for the child safety kits that you will also talk with somebody about life insurance. We are very straightforward on that. Very straightforward on that. But what you probably didn't know is with these child safety kits, they're also linked to the Amber Alert system. So that breaks down entering the kids into the Amber Alert system from 3 hours to about 30 minutes. So it's a very big deal what we do. We got wheel kits. Wheel kits go hand in hand with life insurance. Am I right?
Sir.
Wheel kits go hand in hand. It's actually a spot on the wheel kit when I go over it and I ask the client, hey, do you got life insurance? How much you have and who is with? Right? That information is stored in my mind. Remember, intentional. It's stored in my mind. And then later on, when I'm bringing up life insurance, I know exactly the angle to go because I already know what you have. I am a very, very, very intentional person. Like you will truly find that about me the whole way through. Now, also with the child safety kits, AD&D certificate, right? Accidental death and dismemberment. If you need this, if you signing up for this, don't you think you can use some life insurance as well, some real insurance? Like it's also creating the revealing of gaps for us, gaps in their coverage. It's just letting us know what they need to protect them. Now, we are very, very, very proactive with our script. Very proactive. I'm gonna go over this line real quick. Now, I know that 4,000 doesn't seem like all the money in the world, you know, and it's really not. But if Joe were to die, his paycheck dies with him. Now, I would imagine that would definitely put a crunch in your budget, wouldn't it? Tie down, and then they say yes. Because what we know is people, like we are naturally, like, I don't know why it's ingrained in our minds, but we kind of downplay things. What I mean by that is I was in a corner store a few weeks back, and there was a guy in there buying lottery tickets, right? And he turned to his buddy, and he was like, hey, man, you know, you're not playing today? And the guy was like, nah, man, I ain't playing that today, man, shit. It ain't nothing but 4 million, man, I ain't playing that. And I'm like, nothing but 4 million? Like, how much you got in your bank account that you can dismiss 4 million like it's nothing? But what we do is just because the week prior it was 30 million, it don't make 4 million less important. So we are very, very, very ahead of the curve on those type of objections. So we already let them know when you die, the paycheck dies too. So I know that this $4,000 will be big at that time, right? And they have to say yes. So we're teaching them how to think. Does that make sense? We're teaching them how to think. Now, the biggest reason, the absolute biggest reason we do these no-cost benefits, brothers, is for referrals. The biggest reason is for referrals. Because I tell you, Jay, look, man, what the program allows you to do is extend the same exact benefits to people you know, people you care for, people you love the absolute most. And your union pays for it. Wow, mind blown. Now I done made it important, right? So now I'm racking up more people to see, more people to see. Well, Darren, like, why do you want to rack up people when Mike clearly gives you people to go see? Like, Jay, brother, I appreciate you asking me that. Like, that's real. That's big, right? This is the thing. Our leads, just as Frank Baker says, are closing at a 33% ratio. So every 3 people you see, 1 enrolls. Now, does that mean like you go out and you see 6 people, you close 2? Shit, no, that don't mean that. No. The program by itself, the standards for the agency is 12 cents a week. Out of those 12, you're definitely enrolled 3 to 4. Definitely. You might get told no on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7, but 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 may all be sales. That's how it works. How do it break down to that number every single time? If I knew that answer, I would tell you, I promise you. But what I have learned to do is to put my faith in the system and then in the man above who controls everything, and it always works out. Does that make sense? My faith is through the roof. Well, one thing when you start working this insurance business, if you're not close to God or whatever you worship, you're going to get extremely close. Like, you're going to be like, please, Lord, just let me get one more sale. You're going to get real close. But it works out. I promise you, it works out. Now, referrals. Referrals are enrolling at a 60 to 70% closing ratio. 60 to 70. So double that of the traditional leads, again, which are 1 out of 3 is freaking amazing. But would you rather sit down with 3 people to enroll 1 or sit down with 6 people and enroll 3? Math is math. Think about it like this. Don, I go out and see you sponsoring Jay, right? Now keep in mind, you know, you're a trustworthy guy. You make the best decisions at least most of the times, Don, you know, at least most of the time. You call Jay up and you're like, hey man, look, Jay, I just met this guy, man, cool guy named Darren. He came out, did my life insurance for me, man. Got me this amazing cover. Sit down with him, make time, and make sure you protect your family. Jay gonna be like, cool, good looking out. Good looking out. I call him up. All I have to do is find a happy medium that fits his finances. That's it. So he done my job for me. That's the importance of referrals. If you want to have an extremely long, lucrative career, make your career based off referrals. That's what I've done. Exactly what I've done. Makes sense?
Yes, sir.
It
Yes, sir.
also makes your job a lot easier too. It makes it easier. Like, dude, I call you up. I'm already vouched for when I call you, Jay. I'm vouched for. Don gonna put me in the door. He already talked to you and told you who I am, what I'm gonna do, right? So I call you up like, hey, yeah, man, I'm Don's life insurance agent. You know, he told me to take care of you, brother. You know, so let's rock and roll. I build my value on my benefits, and then boom, everything is golden. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now check this out. Emergency contacts. Emergency contacts can either be outside of the home, over the age of 18, and in the Texas area. What do you think those 2 people represent real quick, Don? What are those?
Referrals.
Come on, man. Come on. That's 2 quick referrals. Son stole them. Like, oh, let me get that. You know what I mean? Don't even know it. Now, you do tell him that they're referrals, you know, after the fact, because again, we're straightforward people. Character is everything, brothers. Character and integrity is everything amongst it all, right? So keep that in mind. That's just the way we go ahead and get the ball rolling. Now, after that, we let them know we're going to give them a call, right? If you could, please give them a heads up. Let them know they're going to hear from me. Boom, put me in the door. Pick me in the game, coach. Thank you. Put me in the game. So slide number 10, right? It's even more to it. Check this out.
Now, Joe, this policy is just on you, but the second part of this benefit is that you can extend this to your closest family members and friends at no cost to you or them. So how this works is in the case of, for example, your brother Peter, let's say he were to die in an accident. A $2,000 policy just like yours will pay out to his family. Now, extending this is tied to my visit with you today because of the enrollment period. So don't prejudge anyone's situation. You never really know what they need. Heck, you know what I found is that they usually don't even know what they need. All you're doing is giving them an option to decide for themselves. That's all. Now, this is good for you because the more people that have the program, you know, like the AIL Plus, the bigger those discounts get. It's good for them because if it wasn't for you, they'd probably never even know about this. And to be 100% honest with you guys, it helps me too, because the biggest way I get paid is based on how many families I see each week. So you're helping me take care of my family, which, as you can imagine, that means the world to me.
Proactive. Proactive. People are going to say, oh, they got insurance, or they're going to want to say, oh, well, I think they have something and I don't know if they want it, or they're going to say all this extra stuff. But if we say it first, how silly would they sound saying the same thing that we just said? People
Very.
don't like sounding silly. They don't. So this helps you dig in and get more people, right? Not to mention it says, hey, you know, to be honest with you, the biggest way I get paid is based on how many families I see each week. That is 100% accurate. We get paid based off how many people we see, right? Period. So we are being straightforward with people. And what I have found out is being straightforward works. Being straightforward works. It allows them to trust you, right? And you feel great about what you're doing because you know that you're being straight up. Again, that's back to that integrity deal. Integrity is everything for me, man. You're gonna hear me mention it a lot. So you collect the referrals, and basically we have them contact the referrals. But I take it a step further. What I do is I got a text message that I use for every person. And if Jay, if you sponsor Don, I'll send a text message to Don letting him know, hey, I'm Darren Roberts, I'm Jay's life insurance agent. I'm going to get with you on what he sponsored you for, but I also attach him in this message to confirm who I am. Boom. Guess who number Don already have saved in his phone? He got Jay number in his phone. So Jay's name's gonna pop up, and then it's smooth selling for me from there. I'll call him up like, hey man, I know you got the text message and shit, I sent it, right? Huh? When can we sit down? And we go from there. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, boom, member survey. Okay. This is the thing that helps us close the deal all in one day. Don, you didn't, so nobody done life insurance before, right?
No, sir.
Jay,
No, sir.
you neither, right? Okay. So the traditional life insurance is this. You can look it up, Google it, ask people, whatever you need to do. People go out to a home, get a bunch of information from the client, leave, sit down with a table with a bunch of advisors, figure out the best plan, call a client back up, try to set another appointment, then go back out and talk about the same shit they were talking about the first time. That's the normal life insurance one-on-one sales pitch. We changed the game. I told you we do it all in one whop, right?
Yes,
So what
sir.
we do is now we have something called the member survey. And what the member survey, all we do is ask a few questions and enter those answers into the computer. That's all we do. And we come out looking like insurance gurus. Like we've been doing this shit the past 20 years, right? Just by asking the questions. We also have a few, you said something? Okay, cool. We also have a few qualifying questions on the bottom to unlock the survey. Again, that word qualifying, right? It's also in bold. It'll always be in bold. We have a few preliminary qualification questions to get everything unlocked. First question is, you must be a member of an authorized group or sponsored in by someone who is. That's going to be everybody, because I'm not going to see you unless you're either a union, credit union association, or you're sponsored in. So now you got to check. Everybody love checks. Next thing is you must have an active checking account with a bank or credit union. No offense, but we don't rock with all the freaking the meta banks and the online stuff and the Bank Corp and the Walmart cards. Like, we don't rock with that shit at all. We use regular brick and mortar bank accounts, right? The reason is we're not the old school life insurance people. Like, I'm not coming knock on your freaking door every third of the month to get a check. I ain't got time. I got other stuff to do. So we're gonna draft your bank account. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna draft you up. to ensure that my renewals are there like clockwork every 13 minutes day of the month. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Clockwork, we drafting you up. So if you don't have a bank account, I'm not moving forward. I politely cut the deal. Hey man, well look, unfortunately, one of the qualifications, as you just seen, for the life insurance is an active checking or savings account when you get in the bank. Matter of fact, I got a list of people you can call right now. You can open the sheet up online, right? Or we can't continue, period, the end. Then the last one is, have you or anyone in the household been diagnosed with COVID-19 in the past, and if so, when? Truth be told, with this one, if you got like diagnosed like on a home kit, that shit don't matter. You know, if you got diagnosed at one of these little pull-up kiosks, it doesn't matter. If you went like to your primary care doctor and is documenting in your medical records, then that part actually matters. But again, things like that we'll talk about later on. The name of the game now is understanding the concept of this script to make this deal as easy as possible. All right. Now, boom. After we enter in the information of the deal, side note, our program is put together never to go past like 5% of their income. Like 5% of their income. This is the way it's affordable for everybody. It's different rates for different people. If you have like a, husband, wife, like, 3 kids, own a house, well, clearly you're gonna need more coverage than a person who's single and just going to college. And it's okay. You'll need different coverages, and that different coverages will be at different rates, period. But what the program puts together is by their calculations, you can handle it. But this is the real world though, so we don't go by calculations. We go by either it is or it's not. That's what we come in at. If it was that easy and the computer could always get it right, they wouldn't need us. They wouldn't need us. So now, mandatory read-off thing. This is the last thing I'll play, but as you're listening to it, please grab a notion of what you think Mike is saying.
Okay, great. Before I go any further, it looks like the needs analysis found some gaps in your coverage, so I have this mandatory read-off letter for you. It explains how the enrollment process works. Now, Joe and Mary, instead of reading this whole thing, let me just summarize it for you. What it's basically saying is that if as I'm going through the benefits, you're nodding your head thinking, wow, these are some great benefits, and I can see why 20,000 groups approve this and why everyone's doing it, then I'm going to go ahead and handle your application today. On the flip side, if I'm going through the benefits and you're thinking to yourself, Mike, these really are some great benefits, but they don't fill a need for me and my family right now, then I'm actually going to ask you not to apply. Either way, yes or no, that decision does have to be made today during your service period, in fairness to all the other members waiting to enroll. You'll see, what they did is they set this up to be a no-brainer. It's going to be an easy yes or no. Does that make sense? Whatever you decide to do, they do want you to give your opinion in a Google review, which is sort of like my report card. I try to get a 5-star rating every time. That's kind of like straight A's. So it's important to stop me if you have any questions. Does that make sense? Joe, will you stop me if you have questions? Mary, will you do the same?
Hey, go for it. What is that telling you? What do you think? Keep it simple now. Keep it really simple. What do you think that means for you?
I think he's just after, trying to, like you said, more so building the rapport and making sure he's getting that good Google review credibility.
Okay, I can take that. Don, what you think, brother?
He's going through and he's giving it's almost like a not a pressure sell or a pressure tactic. He's touching on things. He's reiterating, like Jay said, he's building that rapport. But he's also keeping it of the essence. Like this has to happen. Like we need if we're gonna do this, we need to keep going. If you have any
That's what I'm looking for right there, Don. What he's telling you is you're gonna make a decision today, whether it's yes or no. If you say, well, I don't want to make a decision today, well, you're still making a decision and it's going to be a no because it has to be done today.
Exactly.
And guess what the cool part is? It's not me saying you have to be done today, it's them. Who is them? Shit, I don't know. It's just not me. It's just not me. Because guess what? If it was me, they can persuade me to change my mind. They are not here to change their mind. I gotta follow them because I don't want to lose my job. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're on slide 13. So 14. List of concerns. Man, check this out. If I tell you, Don, I'm like, yeah, man, I got, $300,000 worth of life insurance. You could be like, dang, that's a lot. Like, cool, you cover it, right? But what if I told you that we at the company, we recommend at least 5 years of your income to be protected, right? We recommend to have money set aside for child's college education. We expect that. We expect separate money to be set aside for final expenses. So if you making, $30,000 or whatever, if you're making $50,000 a year, and I tell you, you need at least 5 years of your income protected, that means you need at least $250,000 on that side. If I tell you college education is $100,000 a piece, and you got 2 kids, that's 200 more thousand right there, right? So that's 250, 350, we're up to 450. If you tell me your house is $200,000, and when you die, you want it paid off, guess what? That's 200 more thousand, right? So we're up to like $700,000 of coverage that's needed, and all you have is that 300. So it looks like we found some gaps. So it looks like we got to go to work to make sure your family is protected. Make sure that they stay accustomed to the life that you got them introduced to. It's your fault. You shouldn't have been as good of a husband as you are, right? Now we got to make sure that they can live on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guess what, Don? You got them accustomed to that life. So when you die, and I did say when, not if, when you die, we have to make sure that that dream continues. They're like, you damn right we do, of course. So the list of concerns, it allows you to do what I just done. Because truth is, we as people, we don't know what the hell we need. We don't. We got to be helped. Remember, the eye can't see itself, right? We got to be helped. So check this out, list of concerns. Oh, by the way, the script is very, very, very interactive. You click on one part of it, and it takes you to exactly what you need to have. Very interactive. So this will be a part that we will read out to the client. Like we'll put it on the screen and we'll read it. Like list of concerns, co-pay deductions, lost wages. When you lose money because of time off, the bill's still coming. Funeral final expenses. Many families don't have 14 grand laying around. And if they did have it laying around, it's not for a funeral. Paycheck loss, when a member died, the paycheck dies with them. Mortgage and rent. Families can lose the home when the breadwinner dies. Children's protection benefits provided through a job are not permanent because we all had jobs that had life insurance on it. None of us have ever left that old job and took that insurance to a new job. It doesn't happen. Children's protection, kids want to go to college. Also to give the child life insurance, terminal illness, especially cancer. Then it has a few stats there. Group benefits, job insurance routinely changes, and affordability. Basically saying that if jobs provided permanent life insurance, that shit will be so freaking much that nobody will be able to afford it. Period. So now let me definitely jump back to the actual presentation because you can just go right back to it. It talks about the final concern being affordability. I'm not going to play this one. But again, I talked about analogies a lot, right? Analogies. What we're saying is our program the actual cost of it is like taking the very first hour of your wages on Monday every week to protect the other 39 hours. That's the thought process. Our program only costs you 1 hour of your wages every week. And you use that 1 hour to protect the other 39 hours. Does that thought process make sense?
Yes,
Because our program is not meant to be more, again, than 5% of your income. It's not meant to be more, right, than an hour of your wages. All right, keeping it pushing. 16. It's an introduction to 2 job. Write down this, Ben Franklin clothes. Ben Franklin clothes. Benjamin Franklin clothes. The Ben Franklin clothes is the simplest clothes that we use, and it's nothing more than a comparison clothes. You know what? At your current job right now, you don't have any of these benefits protected, but with the job that we're offering you, this is what you have. Which one looks better? Like we walked them into saying the job B, which is the job we created, because it's a no-brainer. Period. Definitely a no-brainer. Now, the next slides, they just teach you our products. They teach you our products. The 871 basically says like you get hurt or something like that, you go to the hospital, you know, we pay you first off for going to the hospital. And then we pay you while you're in the hospital from an accident. So if you're in a hospital 5 days, well, we'll pay you like $1,000. We're trying to recoup you on the money that you would have made if you were working. Now, the next benefit, let me see, this is 17, 18. This is possibly the absolute best thing about our company. In a book from Brian Tracy called Psychology of Sales, he talks about, you know, everybody is telling everything, but what makes you different? He says, what makes you different? So what I found out is that this is what makes us different. You can buy life insurance from any company out there. You can flip your cell phone over and buy life insurance, right? They send you stuff in the mail. They send you all these emails, all kind of shit that says you can get life insurance anywhere. If I got my, okay. So this is what separates us and makes us different. Did Mike, do we even mention this in the huddle, in the overview, I mean? Have y'all ever seen this before?
I saw it in the slides, but it wasn't in the overview.
Wasn't explained at all.
No, sir.
Good, good, good. This is what separates us. This is how it works. Insurance companies, meaning all of us, have up to 140 days to pay on a claim. So that means that we can legally hold your family's money, or any family's money for that matter, for 140 days. Well, shit, for the family, that's terrible, because the funeral home want their money when?
No.
Right now, they want their shit yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that puts family in a bind. It leaves them with 2 options. First option, raise the money themselves, barbecue plate, fish dinner, GoFundMe. I mean, we've seen it all. And then get reimbursed by the funeral home 140 days later. Or option B, which is the worst option, but the more popular option, is to sign over the policy to the funeral home. Guess what? The funeral home is going to charge you for signing that policy over. They still got to wait. They still got to wait, right? Not to mention, if they see you have $30,000,
They're going to juice you.
they're not bad people, but it's a business, Don. That's how they eat. They're going to rub you on your back, nod their head, and take your money. So with that happening, we created the freedom of choice. Now what happens is the family member goes down to the funeral home, negotiates the best rate. Don't even tell them that they have insurance. You don't have to. You don't have to. Let's say they agree to 15,000, go back out to the car, get that freedom of choice, you flip that junk over, you write the 15,000 in the morgue, fill out the rest of the information, hand it over. Completely done. The funeral home's gonna fax everything over to our company. Days following that, everything else is paid for, right? Days after that, the rest of the money is sitting right there in the beneficiary's mailbox. So when I tell you that we're the only company that begins work of the deal without the death certificate, that is exactly what I mean. That's what sets us apart from other companies out there. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's the difference maker. That's the difference maker. But again, you'll learn all about that more so in the docs and just by reading and learning your script. Don't learn it until you can remember it. Guys, y'all gotta learn it until you can't forget it. Big difference. Be a professional. Professionals practice more than amateurs. Be a professional. Now, next slide, income protection. Pretty self-explanatory, but please go through it and learn it, right? Go through it and learn it. Mortgage or rent protection, self-explanatory. Learn it, learn it. Children's college fund, the exact same thing. One of the coolest things is they also have the child rider that come with it. So the child rider is $625 a month, and that joker covers up to 9 kids. 9. So I tell the clients, I joke with them, hey, Don, if you want to have a little basketball team and a few subs, bring them babies on. We'll cover them and I won't judge you. And we laugh it up. But that's the facts. Up to 9 kids. When that child makes 21, they can automatically convert that to 5 times as much or $50,000 worth of permanent life insurance. Permanent. You know how important that is? That them kids got the chance as babies to convert that over the whole life with no medical questions. It's crazy, but it is what it is. Now, 23, terminal illness rider. Again, learn it. Get you guys half of the benefits while living, right? Bucket list, pay bills, whatever the case may be, and you get the rest of them, the remainder of the money your family gets when you die. Permanent and portable, basically saying if somebody went on strike, well, we'll step in and we'll pay your policy for you for up to a full year. If you went on strike, if you got laid off, we'll come in and pay your policy for you up to 90 days. How cool is that? But that's what we do, right? And you completely own it. You take it whichever way you go. Nobody can take nothing from you. Ownership. And then we close. Right? So I told you guys, it's like a 2-job scenario, right? The current job you're on is where you at right now, all the group benefits, everything. Tomorrow you went to work, a brand new job opened up, right? We call this job B. Pretty simple question. So between A and B, which job would you pick? So on the sheet, right, the way it's going to be lined up is on the job A side, it's going to be a bunch of freaking zeros, right? And then on the B side, it's going to be all these freaking benefits. Which way do you think they'll pick?
B every time.
It's a no-brainer. That's the words in there. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So now, just like I said, it's a pretty stupid question, but which job would you take? They're going to say B, and you're like, okay, well, why is that? Like, why would you take job B when you're clearly making more money with job A? And the reason is because of the benefits. Always has been, always will be. Are you with me, Jay? I didn't confuse you, did I?
No, sir, not at all.
Or you had a confused look for a little bit. I was like, do we get it?
No, I was just trying to read. I was reading it while you were talking. So
All
just-
good. All
Yes, sir.
good. All good. All good. So now, and look at what we do on the bottom. So as you can see, you know, it's check out to be a no-brainer. And that's why everybody's doing it. But like I said before, you do have to qualify for these benefits. It's like dum dum dum. Your ass gotta qualify. They're like, shit, I thought I had it already. No, 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 no. Let me take it away from you now. Let me make sure you want it. Because people are tripped. Like, we are really, really motivated by the fear of loss more than a chance to gain. It's crazy, right?
Yes, sir.
So now I'm going to go through a lot of health questions that we got to ask anyway. And I'm going to ask every last one of them with a straight face. Like, I don't care what they say. You're not going to see no emotion on my face, like at all. I don't want to give you preference of you thinking, okay, cool. He said that's okay. Like when I'm flying, right? Like on a plane and we hit a little turbulence. The first thing I do is look at the freaking attendants to see if they panic. And if they good, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like that's how I gauge my flight. Same thing here. They're trying to read you when you're asking them these health questions. They're trying to read you. Keep a straight face to make sure that you get that full buy-in from them. But after you answered all the health questions, right? So let me ask you some qualified questions, make sure it's something I can get you enrolled into. They're like, dang. And then boom. You know what? Don, I'm not the underwriter, brother, but based on what I'm seeing here today, it definitely looks like you should be able to qualify for the benefits. And then you can carry on. Now, please don't say that if the person like got a gang of health issues, if like they overweight, don't be like, yeah, look like we should be able to get you qualified. Like, please don't lie to people. Like, because everybody can't qualify. That's the beauty of life insurance as well. And that's what makes us urgent, that everybody can't qualify. We are one doctor's visit away from being uninsurable. Straight up. You go to the hospital, stay overnight, you're uninsurable for a whole year. How about that? You get diagnosed with something new, like you got diagnosed with high blood pressure today, you're out for a year. I got to be able to watch you and make sure your ass don't stroke out or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's the mind, that's the thought process of the company. So this is another reason why they should make that decision today. TNT, baby, today, not tomorrow. That's the thought process. You may not have tomorrow. It's a gang of people that woke up dead today that had plans for tomorrow. Think about that. It's real. Not because I want a paycheck. It's because you need to make the decision right now, because this choice right here, right now, this could possibly determine whether your wife and kids have a future or they stand in the freaking soup line. This right here. That's the way I approach people. That's why I'm great at what I do, because I freaking care. That's why I'm great at what I do. Making the money I make is just the byproduct. It's the byproduct. And do I love it? Shit. I love the opportunities that it can bring. That's what I love. I love the fact that when me and my wife go on a flight, I can be like, hey, babe, we're going to do, first class this time. If we turn it down, we turn it down. That's okay. I don't know if I say it to one of y'all, but we was talking about money. They was like, well, Warren Buffett still drive an old beat up car. I'm like, that's true. But Warren Buffett has the option to drive that car. He can go buy car dealerships if he wanted to. It's a whole lot different when you're driving some BS because you don't have a choice. Big difference. When you're driving to school or driving to work or driving to the store and worrying about your car running hot on you and stopping in the middle of the street because the last couple of days it's ran hot, right? Telling yourself, damn, man, I sure hope there's no traffic going home, because sitting in traffic, you know, the thermostat out on the car. So now since you're going to overflow, you're going to run hot, stuck in traffic, and cause even worse traffic jam than it was. That's life, by the way. I just described moments I've been through. That's it. It's a different story when you have the option. Different story. This deal here, brother, we are trying to generate people with lives that have options. That's it. If you're not just turned on by money, that's okay. Be turned on by what the money could do for you and those around you. I don't care if you want to make the money just to give it to the church. That's okay, but you first have to make the money, give it to the church so that they could benefit. That's the process. Everything is for a reason, fellas. Everything is on purpose. I am going to intentionally help you guys get to the next level. That's why you're here, to win. I'm here to help you win, I promise you. But do not expect $100,000 plus years if you're only willing to put in a minimum wage work ethic. Don't expect it. Don't expect it. Y'all were hired on for very specific reasons, because we felt like y'all had what it took. Your purpose, especially you, Don, of course I made with you myself. Your purpose, man, it's not about you. That's the type of people who make it here. You cannot be selfish and in life insurance. You cannot do this all for yourself. You can't, because guess what? At times, you will make concessions for yourself. You will. You will make excuses for yourself. Oh man, I'll just pick it up tomorrow. Oh man, I'll be good, there's no worries. But for those kids, wife, friends, family, congregation, the mission, they need and depending on you right now to get this done right now. Nothing else matters. This script, this is your first step to get you to your final step. This deal can have you financially free, and being financially free means it gives you space to think. Gives you space to think. I promise, I've been there. Check the check, I've freaking been there. I've been there. It's not fun. Now, my parents call me, my brother called me, my sister called me, needing money from me, needing anything. Guess what I can do? I can give it to you. Now, don't get me wrong, I still hate it, but I can do it. I can do it. I have that privilege to do it. It's amazing when mom, you know, because she's not going to ask for no money, but when I seen she was down, I just shot her some money. Here you go, mom. Take care of that. Brother lost his job, facing, you know, getting evicted. I was able to come through and save the day. Now he said he's going to pay me back, but yeah, right. We both know that wasn't true. But the fact that I was able to do it.
Exactly.
You guys are in a very, very unique position, man. Very unique. I do feel 100% that y'all take it serious. I do. But just know that these next couple of weeks, it's going to be intense, man. It's something new. It's just a learning curve. That's it. You blink your eye, before you know it, you'll be in my position. Because my job is to get y'all to my position a lot faster than I got here. Kai said he's promoted in 80 something days. I believed in that guy, man. He was extremely rough when he got here. Extremely rough. The fastest I promoted somebody was 42 days. She showed me she wanted it, so I gave it to her. No worries. I'll do the same thing for y'all, man. I'm looking to hire leaders. I have enough agents. I need you to be able to get in the position you're in right now, look right through it and right past it to where you truly want to be. And then you handle yourself accordingly. When people look at you, when people talk to you, when people are in your presence, they should know for a fact right now you're a leader. They should know. Leader is not a position. Something that's in you, not on you, but in you. But other than that, man, again, I'm super, super, super excited about having both you gentlemen on board. I feel like it was the right decision to help us get to the next level. And we are getting to the next level. We are. My goal this year is 2 million ALP, annual life premium. So what that means is from the clients that we help, add up what everybody's paying a month, and it'll be $2 million. That's my goal. Last year, it's like 900 and some change. This year, I was a lot more aggressive. So what that means is now you must ask yourself, what part of that 2 million will you be? The more part of it, the more you make. Go figure. Who's mad? Nobody. Any questions from you gentlemen before I end off the deal?
None for me. I've really enjoyed this. This was really good.
Perfect, man. I'm all about, I wanted to get you guys full understanding of what we're doing here. Like to understand, like anybody can just, try to grab a script and sell life insurance and make some money. But what we do here is bigger than that, man. It's bigger. It's bigger. We are truly protecting families. And when we protect one, we end up protecting two, the second one being our own. Yep.
Exactly. Yes,
Also, Wednesday, we are doing, it's more of a script check type deal. It's going to be Wednesday, 5 to 7, Thursday, 5 to 7, and Fridays are 5 to 6. You will get a reminder for it. I will send out a Calendly link just like this one. But it's on Wednesday. So what that means is, please do not come into Wednesday not knowing any of the script. Please don't. I'm here to help, give tactics, check you on it, pick you up while we're going through it. Because I know shit can get difficult. So we all need a little encouragement at times. So I'm here to be your cheerleader, guys, straight up, to make sure you make it to the next level. That's why I'm here. I'm not going to let you fall to the wayside. No shape, no form, no fashion. It's not going to happen. Just don't give up on yourselves, and I'm here. So it's going to be on the same Zoom. I'm going to send everything out to you. The easiest way I feel to learn the slides is one at a time.
Yeah.
One at a time. One at a time. We're going down to slide 26. And we're starting on slide 3. So 3 to 26.
Okay.
All right, so the very last thing is you'll look on this one. This is just for your studying later on. Handling objections. It's only 3 things that people tell us with selling insurance. I can't afford it, I have enough insurance, I need to think about it. So we have rebuttals to every single thing they can say. Don, you remember that old school Tecmo Bowl on Nintendo?
Of course.
Okay, great. So it was only 4 plays. If you pick the play they picked and you on defense, you blow their whole play up. Same thing here. We know their plays. So we memorize the objections. And when they say something like, I need to think about it, I'm like, you know what? Don, that makes so much sense. I mean, dude, I understand. But remember in the beginning, we went over the Ameritrade Rig off the Lego when they said if you see something that fit the family feature and roll today. Remember that? Well, this is the part they were talking about. So with that being said, which option works best for you? I'll swing them right back to it. We got the words for everything they say. Come on, man. Can't be no easier. It's just about execution, implementation. All right, fellas. So again, one slide at a time. I'm gonna sit everything out, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday, man. Matter of fact, agency huddle is gonna be Monday. Taylor should have told you that was Monday at 12. Agency huddle, y'all had a Zoom ID already, right?
Yes, sir.
Remember the Zoom ID I gave you at the interview, Don?
Yes, sir.
You still have it, right, brother?
It's in my email. Yes, sir.
All right. I'll have her send a follow-up anyway. But we're Monday for the agency huddle, 12 o'clock. And then Wednesday, script training, 5 to 7. So I
Okay.
will see both you gentlemen in, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all day.
All right, same to you, sir.
Yep.
All right.